So what advice do you have on selling a business? What things do we need to consider if that's our plan?
You've got to make sure your books are in order for starters. Whether they're good books or bad books, it's being able to depict a clear, or show your seller a clear picture of where you're at so that they can kind of have vision as to what they could do with the business is I think super helpful. When you give them kind of piecemeal stuff, or you try to hide deficiencies, it's I think the waters get muddied. And even if you're not doing well, if you paint a picture as to where you're not doing well so they can see how they can do it better, and therefore there's opportunity in it, I think that's super helpful.
What else? I mean, there's
I don't
one that
know.
I know that you've already, like, you mentioned to us, and it's in your
Right.
story. And I'll just bring it to the surface.
Yeah, please.
If you sell a business without systems, processes, and procedures,
Yeah.
then you're not really selling a business. You're selling,
Yeah.
like, you got to, like, unless you are being sold with the business, right?
Yep.
Then you're not really selling. Like, you gotta recreate those systems, process. You need to create a turnkey operation, basically, is what I'm
Right.
getting at. You can't be, the business cannot be dependent on you if you're selling it, because you're pulling yourself out of it, the one thing that makes it work. So that, do you want
It's
to?
so funny you say that. It's such an interesting conversation. So, like, bringing up so many things from my past. So there's a local restaurant here, and there had been somebody who operated it for like 30 years. And, he was getting ready to retire. And I remember them saying, like, oh my goodness, like, he is that bar. If he leaves, will all the regulars still come? Right. And I remember having that feeling like he doesn't have a saleable asset because it's centered around him and giving away drinks and this and that. And when he did finally retire, everybody was like, that business is gonna fail, it's gonna close. And it had a little dip, but it rebounded. It had been there so long and had such a great reputation. But I remember thinking that, like, you don't want to build a business around you,
Yeah.
right? You want to let that brand stand on its own. And there's so many buyers that are looking for a place that is established and has those systems in place, because they just want to run the business of it. They're not in there to create. Not everybody wants to come in and create something from scratch.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think that, and I get a little on edge when I hear other people, consultants out there, saying, "Oh, like, you need to be able to, you know, build your business up to the point where you can go sit on a beach and run it from a distance." And honestly, like, I'm that's not what I want to promote. I want to promote, like, you want to be in your business. You love this industry. You love the work you do, but you need to create a situation that if there's a wedding, you can go to a wedding. If there's a funeral,
Right.
God forbid, you can go to a funeral. You don't want to be trapped to your business.
It's like having boundaries.
And your business needs to be an asset. And if you're not in that business, I mean, it has to be an asset without you. And, like, that's the way you got to think, but you want to be in your business, right? Is the kind of, like, I just want to make sure I'm communicating that, because I just don't like
Yeah.
people saying, "Hey, like, go sit on the beach and run your," like, that's not what the future of our industry should look like, in my personal.
No, you want to be able to sit on a beach when it's time for you to go sit on a beach, right?
Exactly. If you enjoyed this video, please help us out. You can do it by liking, sharing, subscribing, and hitting that bell icon. It really helps out. And don't forget, there's a complete archive of every episode with show notes at restaurantunstoppable.com.